These are secrets that we share in here. When you step out there, you operate in a whole different level, and people don't understand what is happening, right? In any society, any community, because this is what we are doing here at Nation Builders. By the time we are done with 2-3 projects, you'll be able to, anywhere you find yourself in the world, you cannot go down. I can't. Let them try and shoot their best arrows, they cannot touch me. And let them keep trying.
So last week or so, he sent a message to me. I don't know, somehow, of a prophecy telling me that I would die on the 16th. That was it supposed to be for yesterday or what? I don't know whether they are hackers or whoever, but that is official this day. So he just said that you die. Yeah, it is settled. It has a way of. It was it's a message, and it was typed. Yes, because I tried to call to see looking face to face, because I wasn't moved. Why? Because my mind. Yes, already. I'm not seeing death, of course. I'm rather seeing some. I've not even started what I've even called to do. So I don't see myself dying. What have I done? That so you see. So I'm seeing life, vibrancy, and the scriptures. Yeah, God telling that no, you shall not die, but live. So my mind, I was seeing, but what God was telling me that I will not die, but I will live. Yeah, He's telling me with long life. Yeah, so that's what He was saying, but that's not what God is telling me in my mind. God is telling me something else, that you will not die, but live. He said the number of your days you will fulfill. Yeah, He said He will satisfy me with long life. That's what God is telling me, and that is in my mind, and I have it in me. Yeah, but He is saying something. I know, okay, He has been giving accurate prophecies, but that doesn't move me. Whatever prophecies that have been given, I know, most of, yes. But it was back in the days, I will panic, because the greatest fear is the fear of death. I would have been panicking and all the like. Yeah, if I didn't know who I am, and if my mind, the mindset I have, trust me, many people here, they will die even before, because the fear of death is what even brings death. You get the point? Yes, so many people die in their mind before the actual death. And that is true. Yes. So if it was some years ago, I would have already died in my mind. Yeah, knowing his profile, we know that he's a prolific prophet. Yeah, whose words never fall to the ground, but that did not concern me. That was his problem. Yeah, that is not what he sees. So I'm talking something 2 days ago, but my mind, so I was relaxed. I will not panic, nothing. I knew that no, that is it. So I'm relating with it. Yes, so we should. The mind is power. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I still have a very long time. I'm not going. I'm convinced about that. Yes, so I don't care which prophet. I don't care whoever. I don't know who the prophet. No, that's not what God is telling me. Yeah. Scripture says, whose report will you believe?
Powerful.
Is it the report of man or the report of So that's, you get the point. So my mind was the report. What is the report of God? God is telling me I will live and not die. God is telling me the number of thy days is fulfilled. God is telling me He will satisfy me with long life. So no man can counteract that. Yeah. So there's power in the mind. Yeah. So
beautiful. Who else want to make a remark on that? Powerful. You're not going anywhere. Yeah. Amen.
Powerful. I'm elated in my spirit. Thank you so much for sharing that testimony, Apostle Emmanuel. That is a mighty testimony. The reason why many negative prophecies come to pass is because most people don't have control of their mind. So they believe other people's words more than their own words, or more than what they are hearing. So for you to be able to override, whether it's a man of God or whoever's word, that is because you're firm on who you are and on your mind, because you have control over your mind. And from this exercise we just did right here, this mirror, I see it like a reflection of the world, of the things that happen in the world, or whatever message we hear. Whatever message we hear, what is attacking the image we see. It's not really attacking you. It is only when you allow yourself to be influenced by the world, that is when it affects you. But you can be watching at the things that are happening in the world, and if you, in your own mind, you decide that those things are not affecting you, then it's not going to affect you. It's only when you accept that is when it's going to have an effect of that image in that mirror. As long as you don't agree with those things, the image in the mirror is not going to move.
Yeah, powerful.
So if somebody says something and you start crying, you start agreeing, then the image in the mirror starts crying, start agreeing. It's filled with grief. So that image is like a representation of your life. So whatever is happening in our lives that we don't agree with, we don't have to go about trying to change people, but changing ourselves. And that's why Nation Builders is here to help us change ourselves. We may think that no, there are a lot of problems out there, we would have started solving those problems. But the truth is, when you change yourselves, everything will adjust to you.
Powerful. Good stuff. Good stuff, babe. Yeah, Pastor Kingsley's hand is up. I think Pastor Kingsley, and then we'll have for those who are joining us for the very first time. Fridays is normally our leadership meeting. We are going to be looking at some vital aspects of leadership that will help you become a better leader for your family. Because if we don't crush this aspect of ourselves as leaders, becoming better leaders, what is going to happen is we are going to struggle to lead our own lives. We're going to struggle to lead our families, lead our businesses, and our competitors, or those who are probably extremely wealthy right now, will keep growing. So they'll keep growing while others are shrinking. Those who are richer, or those who are rich, keep getting richer, and those who are poor keep getting poorer. So in order for us to bridge this gap, we are tapping into what they are doing so that we can be able to share and empower ourselves and become better. Is that making sense? And this is the only way you get ahead of the game in life and in whatever you set your mind to do. So the objective is moving our nation from where it is right now, with a GDP of approximately 45 billion US dollars, to 1 trillion US dollars in the next 20 years. That is our objective, to train 3,000 Cameroonians in the 7 industries that are transforming the global economy. These individuals will go on to create businesses that will employ many Cameroonians, and eventually the story of poverty will obviously become the story of the past, because we will overcome that in our generation. That is why you're here, to make your life first better, your family, your community better. And as you do that and go on to create businesses, you are changing Cameroon in the best way that you can. This strategy is very effective, and it's better than relying on government to do that for us. And we are modeling a nation like America, where we have observed 90% of the jobs are being created by the private sector. So we will be bringing guests. We have courses that you can take right here at CSDP for free, and you empower yourself, change your mindset through these courses so that you can be a different human being. You can start thinking like Americans think. You can start acting like how Americans act. Why? Because we are benchmarking with the best nation on earth. And the hope is that we model what they are doing, the good things that they are doing, that we think is very instrumental for economic development, and we implement that in Cameroon, and we get a similar result. That is exactly what we'll be doing with every industry. So when we bring guests into our programs, the idea is that we tap from their wealth of experience and knowledge and build our own industries within CSDP. Like our real estate company, we will build one of the most lucrative and vibrant real estate company right here at CSDP that will be #1 in Cameroon as we stretch this vision. That is exactly what we are doing right here at CSDP. I'm super optimistic about what we are doing here because I know it works. Because if it worked for the Americans, if it has worked for the Chinese people, then it can work for us as well. That is what we are doing here. We have a huge advantage. We speak English. We don't need to translate maybe this knowledge into another language to understand it because Americans do speak English. Chinese people had to translate it from English to Mandarin to understand it in order to do a production or create stuff. And if they can do that and succeed, we are already speaking English. It's an added advantage. If you're looking at a code, a line of code, you don't need to translate that. You just model what works. That is why we are here at CSDP for those who are joining us for the very first time. And for those who are already members, it is important that we remind ourselves as to why we are here and where we are going with this vision. I was reading yesterday. I was reading a post in Tumenta's group, a post somebody made in the Hurricane group. That is one of the power groups right here at CSDP. I love the interactions and the engagement. Was beautiful about us being creative in Africa, being productive in Africa, making stuff. And I think that is really fascinating. So guys, with that being said, let's dive straight into what we have to cover today. Did everyone bring their mirror? Our guest last week, when he came, you realize his camera was on so that you guys can see him. And that is how you go on to lead businesses and lead organizations. And so when you have your camera on, that is how you start developing yourself in a higher capacity to become an effective leader. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So that is very important. So before we kickstart, like if you read the objective of the meeting, we intend to address challenges within our community, mindsets within our community, questions that have not been answered within our community, so that with that, we can be on the same page. Because if we are not on the same page, we will struggle to make progress. Because while we are going to this direction, others are thinking that is not the direction. I prefer this direction. And because of that disunity of thought, we are going to struggle to make progress right here at CSDP. The other individuals or Cameroonians that have not yet joined, they join and we still have that disunity in our thinking. It will be hard for us to make progress. So with that, a gentleman raised certain challenges or misconceptions or questions that he has about those in the diaspora. And Mr. Tumenta is going to go ahead and ask some of those questions, and I will respond to those questions so that it can help us have perspective, and then we will benchmark that with the illustration and what we have today. So, Mr. Tumenta, you can go ahead and proceed with some of those questions. They're basic, but they're very important that we address them. When you're building an organization, it's important that the hard questions be answered. Don't shy away from them. You face them. And when you face them, we gain clarity. We're like, okay, we got this covered. And then we move on to the next stuff. So, Mr. Tumenta, and I intend to make this interactive so that others can turn on their microphones and make contributions as well. I think that makes the meeting more productive. So, Mr. Tumenta, you can go ahead and proceed with those questions.
Come in, please. Yes, come in.
And if possible, you give a background as to why we have the questions you asked.
Yes. All right. Good evening, everybody. Especially to Reverend. It's always exciting to be here with you people. So, as Reverend said, for the past few days, we've been trying to address some preoccupations that did stem up from the meetup we had on Monday, our interaction with our guests about real estate and all that, and entrepreneurship. So our meetings, the time is not always enough because we always have a lot to express and all that. So it appears after the interactions and all that, one of our participants, who happens to be my team members, he actually was not very satisfied, and he did explain to me that he actually intended to ask some questions, but now time couldn't really permit. So we had some time to discuss in my inbox, and I thought it would be important I share those concerns with Reverend because they were concerns that to me it has to do with a lot of misconceptions, and then also it is, it appears to be some kind of mindset that is common among a lot of people. So through the meeting, um, the our guest encouraged us to exploit opportunities out here, get to invest out here, get into real estate, get into other aspects of entrepreneurship and others, just like Reverend has been making us to understand from the beginning of this whole idea. And this gentleman was not, he would have been here. It's just that he has some slight issues. He always attends meeting. This gentleman was not very okay with that approach because according to him, there is some sort of deception. Let me just put it that way. There is some sort of deception in that ideology because, according to him, they have gone out there. They have seen the United States. It is good for them. They are making money in the United States. They are living good lives. And then they are discouraging us from traveling to the United States, whereas they themselves, they are not coming back here to meet us. So it was really a big issue because, according to him, the better option remains to get out of the country at every cost because every condition here does not permit a young person to strive in this our own environment. So we did talk about it. I also did talk to Reverend about it, but I think Reverend feels that it should also be addressed a little on this forum because I believe he's not the only person. Even here in CSDP, I believe besides him, we have other people that everything in their mind is, man, I cannot stay here. Whatever this man is saying, it is his own. And that is because those misconceptions are there. So I
Yeah,
think Reverend will clarify that to us a little bit. I discussed with him as far as that is concerned.
beautiful. Yeah, so very important conversation, Mr. Tumenta. And I just want to address that
Important
briefly so
conversation,
that we
Mr.
can move on
Tumeta.
to other
And I just
important
want to
stuff.
address that briefly so that we
Uh,
can move on to other important stuff.
Mr. Tumenta, you want to
Mr.
start your mic? Okay. Okay, so guys, like I'm repeating, what we are doing here, we are going to create companies in these 7 industries that are transforming the global economy. It works. What most people don't understand back home about those that have traveled abroad is that when someone comes back home, approximately 40,000 Cameroonians are in the United States of America. And out of that 40,000, I think about 2,000 or 4,000 have documents. That is what most people do not know. And I think Mr. Tumenta, in his response, I love the response. And that is what CSDP is all about. That when we have a team like this and people come up with objections, you're able to handle them. Mr. Tumenta did a fantastic job with his response to answering those questions. But I thought I'd bring it into the group so that anyone that thinks, like, I think the guest last week, he made mention of the whole idea of people dying on their way to America. And he feels like we can build our own country and have people someday want to travel and come over there. And so the young man was making the remarks in retrospect to what Mr. Franco said. For me, If you have the money to travel abroad, I encourage you to do so. Because many of us, when we were told, I did not start building businesses in America. I was doing it back home. Nothing has really changed in my life. I'm still the same guy with the same energy and the same push. It didn't start here. Almost all the offices in Cameroon, in commercial, they know me and knock doors. And that is how I build relationships and build businesses. When people
Sold in all markets.
I sold my products, my CDs of my movies in every bush market with my then girlfriend, who's my wife now. She will tell you.
Yes,
We
it is.
out there and hustle. This didn't start today. And if I knew better, I would not travel abroad. I would have stayed in Cameroon. I feel like I would have made more impact than traveling abroad. But regardless, there's no time to be blaming or having remorse, because the Bible is clear. All things work together for the good of they that trust the Lord and according to his purpose. So everything works for good. Have I had greater exposure? Yes. Have I interacted with people? Yes. But this is I, Mr. Franco, and the rest, we are not the average Cameroonians in the diaspora. I don't have no chip on my shoulder. I'm just humbly saying that. If I was not running business, I would not have time to do this. Most Cameroonians in the diaspora will not have the time to be in meetings like this. And the question is, why? Because they are stuck in jobs that they get paychecks from. And when they collect their paycheck, approximately 40% goes to taxes in this country. So before they even collect 40 to 30% in between, somewhere between that, goes towards taxes in this country. Most of them rent apartments. This is what they don't tell you. Out of the 40,000, maybe just 10%, if maximum 20%, come back home and build houses. Most of them end up here. Some of them die. You don't know them. Some of them grow old here. You don't even know them. When I came here, the first question I asked was, I asked a 70-year-old man. He's a doctor, a professor in theology. He's one of the spiritual fathers that called me into the ministry. I asked him, do you regret coming to America? And he said, yes. He has been in America for more than 40 years. Do you regret coming here? He said, yes. I said, what are your regrets? And he told me that he wished he stayed back home. He had a vibrant ministry. He had a lot going on for him. He carried his children and his wife, and they traveled to America. And he said he really doesn't have anything to show for. And his story got me thinking immediately, because I asked those hard questions. I can look an old man in the eyes and ask him, do you regret coming into this country? Because I see the kind of life that we live here. From that moment, I knew this place would not be it for me. And I've seen the lives of many old folks here. It is a painful existence because they get caught up in those jobs, pay bills. If somebody's making, say, $5,000 a month, you might hear that is 2,000, that is 2.5 million approximately. For you, that is big money. But how much they will pay for house rent, how much they will pay for their phone bills, their food, gas, electricity, everything, and then they tell you how much they'll probably be left with. Maximum, some people 20% of that money. And to take care of their family and the rest is just, they are just living what we call paycheck to paycheck here in America. I asked these hard questions, and that is why I said I will figure out every way to do business in America and not get a job. Like Tumenta was responding to the gentleman, maybe just 2% of Cameroonians run businesses here. That number might be true. Maybe just 2% of Cameroonians run businesses in America. Most of them are in jobs. So in a nutshell, friends, the same thing that I'm saying to you guys, they told me not to travel because they saw what I was doing, and they say you are a young, vibrant young man and you can do well in what you're doing in Cameroon here. if you focus on it. And I said, no, America is the way. These people travel abroad. They're coming down here to lie to us because they don't want us to travel abroad. And I'm exactly the same thing he said, I said it. So I share his sentiments. My wife would testify with you here. Many times I've looked at her in the eyes and said, babe, life would have been better in Cameroon.
So true.
Don't let the cars and all of that fool you. Why do you think most diaspora people sponsor this war? They sponsor the war because they are living miserable lives. Do you know what it means that even if you have the little paycheck and you feel inferior among people, every time you speak, they have to ask you, what are you saying?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Everywhere you go, no, you don't get a clue. You don't go around Cameroon and people ask you that all the time.
Oh, you have an accent.
Oh, they ask you, when are you going back to your country?
Mm-hmm.
You get these questions everywhere you go. Very few people, like I'm saying, like us, can break this, because I know how to handle those questions because I studied it and I understand how to break. My wife will tell you, I came up with like 5 different ways to address people who approach us with hostility and all of that. Like, you're from a different country. You don't understand why Cameroonians will want to build houses first back home before they build a house here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to go back to where they are from, because they don't feel like this is the place they can call home. This is the diaspora. They don't tell you. People live in apartment buildings, about maybe some 3 or 5. I mean, it's not an easy life here. But if you would travel, I encourage you to do so, because you will only understand from experience. Talking, you won't get it. They told me, I didn't listen. But if you're wise, like I said, there are 3 types of people: those who want to learn from their own mistakes, those who learn from the mistakes of others, and those who neither learn from their mistake nor the mistakes of others. Those are the 3 kind of human beings. What we are doing here at CSDP is to learn from the mistakes of others, so that will build a better Cameroon. There's a reason why all of these people are fighting so hard to come back home, sponsoring these wars back home, but they don't even have the solution to really achieve sustainable development. That is why most of them fail in businesses when they come back home, except in restaurants, hotels, nightclubs, and all of this, or motels or hotels. That is what they predominantly focus on, because it is easy to get into those industries. If they venture into other industries, they fail. Because why? They don't have the skills. It is one thing to work among white folks when they just tell you what to do. It's a completely different thing when you run the business, because it's a business in any organization. And if you don't understand the business side and you are just one leg in that industry, it is hard for you to excel. Like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago about the accident that happened. If you are not strong, you can go out of business because of that one accident. You can get a lawsuit that takes you out of business. But if you are not strong, so these are some of the things that's why people will not dare business here. If you're not strong, don't try it. I know of very wealthy Cameroonians that were successful business people back home, but right here they have a job. They understand that there's a difference between running a business in Cameroon and running a business in America.
Not easy. So
what I'm sharing with you here is mind-blowing. You can take this, and because I'm telling you, you see how we'll take over industries from here. Before I step foot in Cameroon, you see what we were doing right here. Just these connections that we are having. So guys, I just thought I clear that out for that young man. I share his grievance, but I say we export our best every year. The best people in Cameroon travel out.
Yeah, that's true.
They end up at a mediocre level abroad based on the standard in this country. That talent, if some of them get to be doing well, most of them end up exporting that talent in our own country is going backwards. There's a historical explanation for this. I don't want to dive into that. But this is where we find ourselves. We keep draining our country. And the smart ones go out and never return. Or go out and only get money. So that is our story. It's a painful reality. If we are not careful, if we continue this way, we will be backwards, because you never get in here and be A class in America. It takes time, and very few people get to that level. But to achieve success in Cameroon is pretty much easy. And that is what we'll be doing right here at CSDP. So, guys, with that being said, I want us to go ahead and do this illustration together. I encourage everyone, turn your cameras on, and we'll have your mirror. I have my mirror right here. This exercise is mind-blowing, because it will throw more light as you are a leader, you go out there, you face challenges, people ask you questions about what we are doing here at CSDP, and your response and your conviction and your passion to see Cameroon change, to see your own life change, is going to make a difference. Like I applaud Mr. Tumenta, the response. I mean, I'm shocked, because wow. I mean, God is in this place, guys. God is in this place. As I was still listening, because I was listening to Mr. Tumenta's response with my wife in the car, I said 3 things that I would have said in that conversation. And just listening to that, Mr. Tumenta said those things in that audio. And I had not talked with him about this, and it was fascinating. And I'm like, I'm shocked. This is a brilliant man, and that is a powerful response. So, guys, we are going somewhere. I have faith in us, and I know we are going somewhere. The mindset that I'm seeing in here is amazing. This is all we need. This is all we need.
Daddy, you said something I just wanted to add before you forget.
Yes.
Explaining that if we think that going abroad is the only solution, why is it that for many years we have been traveling abroad, but Cameroon is still the same?
That's a good question. Why? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have your mirror, I have my mirror right here. You want to turn on your camera and hold your mirror. Let's do this exercise together. And I encourage us to take notes. Taking notes is very, very important. Okay. So write this down. Body is subject to consciousness. Yes. Body, B-O-D-I. Your body is subject to your consciousness. Your body is the effect of your mind. Mind is cause, and body is effect. You've heard about the theory of cause and effect. Body is effect. The cause is the mind. Because many people rush to America and they see America. America is effect. There is a cause, which is the mind, that made America what we see. That is why our people run to these diaspora countries. They run over there. What they try to associate with is the effect of what they see. They don't associate with the mindset that created what they see. This is deep. You can drive the Lamborghini, have the Hummer Jeep, but there is a mindset that created what you see. Mind is projection, or mind projects, body reflects. Your mindset projects. Your body, circumstances reflect. That is what the Bible means by be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. There is no reality in affairs and conditions. All reality is in the mind. There is no power in conditions. The power is in the mind. That is why no matter what hits me or people trolling and attempting to do whatever they plan to kill me, assassinate me, or insult me, I am not confused by those circumstances because my mindset does not operate within their circle as a prey to be targeted. So they are wasting their time. And anybody that is trying to attack anyone in here, this is the mindset that I want you guys to harbor, because no matter the circumstance around, you are not controlled by circumstances. So there's no reality in affairs and conditions. Yes, you see it happening. Yes, you see somebody dying. Yes, you see the government, you see all of that. But my mind, my mindset is not focused on what happened, because anything that I see out there, somebody thought it in their minds. The cars, somebody had it in their minds. So there's no reality in the conditions and affairs. So you take your mirror, and I want you to say this: I am my own cause, and I am my own effect.
And I am my own effect.
Yes. So cause and effect are two aspects of it. Yes. So cause and effect are two aspects of the same thing. Take note of that. Cause and effect are two aspects of the same thing. Okay. When Jesus Christ said, the Son does nothing except what he sees the Father doing. Some people take this to think that maybe Jesus Christ was there looking at what God was doing and then doing the same thing on earth. No, Jesus Christ is the reflection of the Father. I only do what I see my Father doing. He was God on earth manifested. He was the reflection of God. God was the projection. Jesus Christ was the reflection. That is a powerful concept, because it will change your whole perception of how you see God and how you see reality. The Son only sees what the Father does. He only does what he sees the Father doing. He was a reflection. God was the projection. In your life today, that is why when you model God, you become the reflection. God is the projection. That is why you see the word of God. It says, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. If you take that to be a reality, you become the reflection of that word, which is the projection. Is this making sense so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're getting it.
So hold the mirror now. Hold the mirror. And look at your mirror. Do you see yourself in that mirror?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Let's have fun. Let's have fun with this exercise. It's mind-blowing. Let's have fun. Wiggle your nose a little bit. Wiggle your nose like this in front of that mirror. Just do it.
Yes, sir.
Are you wiggling your nose? Do you see your nose wiggling in that mirror? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
try to wiggle your ear
Exactly.
a little bit and look at the mirror. Like this. Do you see what is happening in that mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So this is you. So look at the screen now. You are the projection. That mirror is the reflection.
That's right.
Right.
People are, if you want to change the look that you see, like most of our amazing women in here, they are experts to do that. If you want to change what you see in there, some of our ladies here will enter the bathroom, do some makeup, and come out there, you see somebody else in there.
Yes.
Is that true?
That's right.
That's right.
So if you want to change what you see in this mirror, do you go and try to change what you're seeing on that mirror? Try to scrape it to see if you can change your body. Let's see. Try to change what you're seeing on that mirror. Let's try to change your body. See if you want to adjust your hair. Is it possible?
Impossible.
It's not possible.
So this is what we are doing. We're trying to change the situations in our lives, change our government, change the way business is being done, change our family. You are trying to go on the reflection to change stuff. But if I make my hair the way I want to see it, I will see something else on that mirror.
That's right.
So if I'm working on me, I'll see somebody else in the real world.
We get it.
If I work on my thinking, I'll speak differently and I'll see a different human being out there.
Yeah.
This is cause, and if this is projection and reflection, this is the son doing what he sees the father doing. Is this making sense?
Very much.
Oh yeah.
If I did not make my ear like this, if I didn't wiggle my ear, the mirror did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't move my head to the side, the mirror did not do that.
That's right. Powerful.
So friends, this is the perspective that we get today right here at CSDP. And this is how we look at the world today.
Yes, sir.
I don't judge people. I don't know their story. Even if I see an accident and somebody says, oh, I'm hurting, I'm not quick to say somebody was wrong. You don't know what that person involved in that accident had in their mind. When people are in conditions, it's good to have empathy. But most of the time, you don't know what they are projecting. That is why the guy that died in Nigeria, you could hear him and the guys in the boat saying what they wanted to see. And it happened. If those words did not come out and they were quiet and they just died, we would have never known the thoughts and the words that were coming out of their mouth. So if you want to see different situations and circumstances happen in your life, your thoughts and your words have to change. You have to create a different cause so that you can have a different effect. Is this making sense? So with that being said, is this making sense? I mean, I want you guys to talk a little bit. I'm doing the talking too much. Like, just I'm doing the talking.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is very powerful. Yeah.
This is very
I can,
powerful.
yeah,
I
okay, I will just give a bit of, I don't know, is it a testimony or so, still regarding with the projection of the mind and the reflection. I think some last week or so, yeah, he sent a message to me, I don't know, somehow, yeah, of a prophecy telling me that I would die on the 16th. That was it supposed to day for yesterday or what? I don't know whether they are hackers or whoever, but that is official this day. So just saying that you die. Yes, it is settled. You know, it has a way of, yeah, it was it's a message and it was typed. Yes, because I tried to call to see looking face to face, because, you know, I wasn't moved. Why? Because my mind, yes,
Come on.
already, I'm not seeing dead, of course. I'm rather seeing I've not even started what I've even called to do. So I don't see myself dying. What have I done that? So you see, so I'm seeing life, vibrancy, and the scriptures. Yeah, God telling that, no, you shall not die but live. So my mind, I was seeing, but what God was telling me, that I will not die, but I will live. Yeah, he's telling me with long life. Yeah, so that's what he was saying, but that's not what God is telling me in my mind. God is telling me something else, that you will not die but live. He said the number of your days you will fulfill. Yeah, he said he will satisfy me with long life. That's what God is telling me, and that is in my mind, and I have it in me. Yeah, but he's saying something. I know, okay, he has been giving accurate prophecies, but that doesn't move me. Whatever prophecies that have been given, I know, yeah, most of, yes. Because, but it was back in the days, I will panic, because the greatest fear is the fear of death. I would have been panicking and all the like. Yeah, if I didn't know who I am, and if my mind, yeah, the mindset I have, yeah, trust me, many people here, they will die even before, because the fear of death is what even brings death. You get the point? Yes, so many people die in their mind before the actual death. And that is true. Yes. So if it was some years ago, I would have already died in my mind. Yeah, knowing his profile, we know that he's a prolific prophet, yeah, whose words never fall to the ground, but that did not concern me. That was his problem. Yeah, that is not what you see. So yeah, I'm talking something 2 days ago, but my mind, so I was relaxed. I will not panic, nothing. I knew that, no, that is it. So I'm relating with it. Yeah. So we should, the mind is power. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I still have a very long time. I'm not going, and I'm convinced about that. Yes.
We
So
agree
I don't
with
care which prophet, I don't care whoever, I don't know. Who are the prophet? No, that's not what God is telling me. Yeah.
your own
Yeah.
prophet.
Scripture says, whose report will you believe?
Powerful.
Is it the report of man or the report of, yeah. So that's, you get the point. So my mind was the report. What is the report of God? God is telling me I will live and not die. God is telling me the number of thy days is fulfilled. God is telling me he will satisfy me with long life. So
Amen.
no man can counteract that. Yeah. So there's
Beautiful.
power in
Yeah.
the mind. Yeah. So
Beautiful. Who else want to make a remark on that? Powerful. You're not going anywhere. Yeah. Amen.
Powerful. I'm elated in my spirit. Thank you so much for sharing that testimony, Apostle Emmanuel. That is a mighty testimony. You know, the reason why many negative prophecies come to pass is because most people don't have control of their mind. So they believe other people's words more than their own words, or more than what they are hearing. So for you to be able to override, whether it's a man of God or whoever's word, that is because you're firm on who you are and on your mind, because you have control over your mind. And from this exercise we just did right here, this mirror, I see it like a reflection of the world, of the things that happen in the world, or whatever message we hear. Whatever message we hear, what is attacking the image we see. It's not really attacking you. It is only when you allow yourself to be influenced by the world, that is when it affects you. But you can be watching at the things that are happening in the world, and if you, in your own mind, you decide that those things are not affecting you, then it's not going to affect you.
Yeah.
It's only when you accept, that is when it's going to have an effect of that image in that mirror. As long as you don't agree with those things, the image in the mirror is not going to move.
Yeah. Powerful.
So if somebody says something and you start crying, you start agree, then the image in the mirror starts crying, start agree. It's filled with grief. So that image is like a representation of your life. So whatever is happening in our lives that we don't agree with, we don't have to go about trying to change people, but changing ourselves. And that's why Nation Builders is here to help us change ourselves. We may think that, no, there are a lot of problems out there, we would have started solving those problems. But the truth is, when you change yourselves, everything will adjust to you.
Powerful. Good stuff. Good stuff, babe. Yeah. Pastor Kingsley's hand is up. I think Pastor Kingsley, and then we'll have these are secrets that we share in here. When you step out there, you operate in a whole different level, and people don't understand what is happening, right? In any society, any community, because this is what we are doing here at Nation Builders. By the time we are done with 2-3 projects, you'll be able to, anywhere you find yourself in the world, you cannot go down. I can't. Let them try and shoot their best arrows, they cannot touch me. And let them keep trying. So that's it, guys. So yes, Mr. Tumenta, I encourage, I would love success. I would love to be hearing you guys talking.
All right. If you like this video, you're going to like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.